Innovations with Scott and Adam. A lot of people have been asking for an update on my Boomer truck. It takes a long time for it to look like there's progress on it because a lot of the work that Adam does on it involves cutting tiny pieces of metal and getting them to fit and smoothing them out and everything, and all that takes time. It's not like he's just drilling holes and using a hacksaw and throwing stuff together. He's actually building the structure for this truck, and there's a lot of work involved in that. What have you done since the last time you've been here, Adam?
Pretty much mounted the bumper and the grill. I think the last time you were here, showed you the inner fender on the driver's side, correct?
Yeah, it looks like you've done a lot of work with the radiator core support too. I'm seeing different pieces on there.
Take it all out, welded it all up, cleaned it all up. It's kind of hard to see now that the bumper and grill is on there,
Yeah.
but yeah, I got that all finished.
I like the way it all fits together. And also we're probably going to end up putting another bumper just like this one below this one to offer a little more protection for the radiator in case like Jamie's driving it or something.
Hey now.
Yeah, go ahead and
That bumper and grill fit really well, actually, a lot better than I
Yeah.
thought it was going to. All I had to do was notch right here at the condenser. This little notch here, a couple of notches down here for the bumper brackets.
yeah.
They fit right on.
Pretty awesome, Adam.
So
Well, he's got it beefed up under there too. It's not just tacked on there.
Well, I could probably just walk under it.
Well, one of the next things we'll do the next time you're here is we'll bring, or have you bring up some trim and headlight pieces, and we'll put the front end a little farther.
I'll
together.
load those up and get them down here for you, buddy. Yeah, it's looking good, Adam. That is a whole lot of truck sitting there. I can see you've done a lot of work on the inner fender wells over here.
I don't remember, did I show you last time you were here?
You showed me some of it. I know you have the other side completed, and I
don't
believe
think
you
this
had
side
just
was
started
finished
on
yet,
this.
and this is all finished now, so I've got everything from the original pieces of the inner fender, grafted in some additional pieces to kind of blend everything and tie it all back together.
And it's also got all the components from the Ford factory stuff is mounted to the inside of the fender well, back where they belong.
All the electrical stuff
Yeah,
and
and
the
the power
reservoir
steering.
for the power steering and everything.
So made this match the other side where the heater core was, and just made both sides kind of match the same. This one's a little longer. This fit the power steering reservoir in there as well, though.
Yeah, so basically what Adam's doing, kind of on all phases of this, is he's integrating his new metal work with the old factory metal and trying to keep what we can of the original 55 GMC. But if you look at this, he had to do all the same stuff over here, and there was a lot of work involved with this side because he had to integrate all the heating and air conditioning ducting to work with the new firewall and the old cowling. And there's a lot more to that. Like this is a drain right here that he made for the runoff coming through the cowl. And he's got his plenums all tied in and everything. There's a lot of work involved in this, and it's not, it's not something you just knock out in a weekend. Every little task that he performs on it might take a couple weeks or even a couple of months.
The only thing that isn't finished on the firewall is the bottom edge right above the motor. So when we get ready to pull the cab and everything up off of here, probably about the time you're thinking about maybe sandblasting, doing some undercoating or whatever you plan on doing underneath, that'll give me the time and clearance to go ahead and get everything welded and cleaned up.
Yeah. When do you think you're going to get started on stretching the cab?
Just about there, actually.
After we get done with this conversation.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, basically, we just have to make a couple of decisions on what we want to do with the bed and the cab, configuration, and then if we get the bed down into place, mounted. Do a little bit more work on the front cab where the lower hinge pocket is there on this side. I think the other side's in much better shape. Fix this side and get the doors
Do you
on.
need me to bring you a whole new piece for this?
If you have a holding piece.
I do.
And then I don't have to cut these up. We can use
Okay.
those in the rear.
Okay.
Or keep those or whatever.
I actually have this section. I think it's a new one too.
Yeah, we get that tackled, get the cab tackled, and then basically the finishing touches besides the dash will be the rockers and making all the rockers match Everything will be a lot bigger and bulkier, but it'll all tie back into the original storage cab.
Come down and hide all this stuff.
Keep everything up there.
So is the plan then just to bring the cab back to here?
That's my question for
Okay.
you. So your bed here, that's about here, right?
Yes.
I have an 8-foot standard fleet site up there that I measured already, and took some marks, put some marks on here not too long ago. Be about 4 inches clearance here for rear pockets for the hinges if we run conventional doors. But we need.
So you thinking about going with a shorter bed then?
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Well, if we did that, I could put this bed back on old Boomer, because that's what it was made for.
Basically, we need the extra foot to have these doors. I could show you on the gray truck real quick.
Well, I added 9 inches to the length of this bed and 10 inches to the width.
Okay.
And the width is the easy part. We can make a standard bed wider easier than we can make it longer.
But the standard bed, we can get 4 conventional opening doors on here. Otherwise,
Let's do that. I don't need that extra 10 inches.
if we're here and use the piece of cab outside, that cab that you've left here, it's really going to limit what we can do with doors.
Which way do you prefer to do it? The shorter bed?
I think so. And we have
If you want doors.
normal working doors. Otherwise, we may have to finagle with that other suicide type door. And the
It might be
original
cool
hinges-
to have full-size doors, because there might be other people that want to ride in this truck.
Like who?
Scott and Adam?
Oh,
Adam might want to drive it a little bit once in a while.
So that's my thought, but I wanted to run it by you in person, let you see the bed up here, and then see what you thought.
I'm not a fabrication expert like you guys are, but it seems to me like it'd be easier for you if we were using full doors instead of, and I think the end product would be a better truck if it had full doors in the back.
If you did it this way, you may not have room for doors, and you might just end up with a stretch cab and have to get behind the seats, because there wouldn't be much room by the time you put the hinges in there.
But at the
I
same-
like the idea of having.
At the same time, if we tried to use that other chunky cab that has the passenger suicide door, I think we're just gonna run into problems and not be happy.
I don't
with it.
like the way that
It didn't
the
open
guy
far
did
enough.
that.
Yeah, and it didn't open far enough.
It's pretty weak.
His work wasn't anywhere in the realm of your work, and I don't want to take someone else's bad work and try to make you work with bad work, if that makes sense.
I think that's the way to go.
Are we gonna have to shorten that bumper mount to tough it up a little bit?
Yeah, I think when we get there,
Looks like you got enough room though, right?
I don't know why these didn't work in Chevy bumper. We could drill holes, put these in the Chevy bumper.
I agree with you, but I don't want to use a factory 55 to 59 Chevy or GMC bumper, because you know they're real little. I have other bumpers.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with this
I've
one.
seen on it.
Just you've got plastic under it, kind of fights new and old.
Yeah. We'll make that my department. I'll come up with the right bumper. But I agree with you. It'd be really cool to have the backups stuff.
But even if you decided to stick with this can go in and up where it needs to go to the back of the bed, and it'll look like it's supposed to
Gotcha.
be there.
well, hey, Ricky, if you're gonna,
What's under the plastic?
It's just,
Actually, probably holes for this to pop in.
Hey,
still have
Ricky.
to bob this off a little bit, wouldn't you?
if you're gonna stack the front ones, can't you stack the back ones and then put the older one on top?
Or I could pay Intermountain Innovations extra to do stuff like that wasn't part of
Well, that's pretty much the last thing to worry about after.
Yeah,
everything
we'll
else
get
is
everything
set down.
else figured out. Got
it. It
a
might
garage.
need to have a really manly Intermountain Innovations rear bumper on it.
You can practice your boating skills.
Yes.
We've got the dash still to go through too and work over. and figure
Yeah.
that all out. So that'll be one of the last things. I think bumpers we can address very, very last.
Did I bring you a dashboard yet?
You know.
I have your dashboard. I just picked it up.
And we may need two if we're talking about stretching. Well, maybe not. Might be able to cut that one in half and stretch it as needed.
If you need
We'll
to,
have
you'll get
we'll have
two.
Okay.
I like it. You've got a lot done. It might not look like it to some people, but they don't see all the stuff that you've covered up already.
Got a long ways to go, but.
And the stuff that you had to do was difficult, time-consuming stuff. I
I'd say
understand.
the biggest headache was getting the cab itself squared up on the existing floor, getting the fenders lined up over the wheels.
I'm gonna take off, Rick, I gotta
All right.
get this.
Good seeing you, Scott. Thank you.
Locked his keys in the car.
Bye, Scott.
See ya. All right, man.
All right. Well, it looks good. Adam, appreciate it. And we'll get some more parts down here for
Yeah,
you.
get this sooner than later if we can.
Okay.
Because I may end up going to put the doors on here sooner than later.
Cool.
To get ready to start mocking up and figure out the hinges in the back.
Gotcha.
And that's where these guys will go.
Needless to say, we're gonna go with the, oh, we've already got gas tanks. Cool. Yeah. That's something we don't have to worry about,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Cool.
But I didn't want to cut any of this floor back until we knew what we were doing.
I agree with you on the 4 doors instead of trying to work with something someone else has already messed up. And it'll be a better truck. It'll be more utilitarian if it has 4 doors.
Really proportionally, it's going to look more proportioned to,
I agree with you.
Go fleet side?
Fleet, step side or no fleet side?
I need
Drum
to
roll.
get the drawing, don't I? I need to get the drawing.
Oh, yay.
All right. I'll get some still photos of it.
The downside with doing the fleet side, the.
Less access.
Yes, but also if we end up doing these wheel openings, the same in the rear,
Won't be able to flare up.
we've got more leeway with the step side fenders to put that back into that we don't necessarily have in the fleet side because of the spear.
Okay, well, another thing that I just thought of too is this thing's got the automatic steps that go back to here. And if you're coming down to about here with the cab, right? It leaves me a little something to stand on.
We're short here, so really the whole thing should almost come forward to catch both.
Well, we never step on the very front of it.
True.
So, yeah, right there's fine. And then if we just have a place to step on the back and then you can get onto the step side. Yeah.
So that's your call. I mean, we could totally.
I'm gonna do some drawings
Step
for you.
side. And, okay.
I am.
You can throw these in there too. Throw if you want to do like a standard opening and then throw these commercial openings.
Okay. I'll give you some different versions. What I'll do is I'll just get the basic thing sketched out and then I'll copy it, make copies of it, and then I'll make different versions once I get all the proportions.
That's another thing that could affect stuff a little bit. We did run those.
Yeah, we kind of want those to match, don't
We're
we?
going to have to fit. We may have to scoot them back in this fender a little bit, which means I may need to push the bed forward.
Well, another thing to keep in mind too is that these fenders can be mounted anywhere on the bedside. You know, so we can move the fenders forward if we need to. All we have to do is make a custom step, you know. So as you can see.
I mean, realistically, how wide would you want to go? We did a different bed and we needed to widen it.
If it's a step side, what I ran into on this is you can only go so wide because this has to fit in here.
Yeah.
But I think I could have went a little bit wider.
We want to try and shoot for the fenders, the outside to outside edge of fenders being the same width as the fronts.
I think so, because if we have flares on the front and we don't have them on the back, that'll look kind of
Or
weird.
if they're scooted in. That would be another downside with the fleet side, is you're pretty much
Let's go with
stuck
the,
that
we're
way.
gonna go with the step side. And it's more of the traditional look. Yeah, I think we wanna have the width the same on the front and the back. All right, buddy.
So what we'll do then
Okay.
is we'll have to get a different bed. We'll figure out what width to
I've
make
got
it.
beds.
And I can, you can sacrifice 2 of those front panels and 2 tailgates. I can blend two pieces together at the right width we need.
The problem with sacrificing 2 of those tailgates is the GMC tailgates are getting really hard to find. And I only have 2. And I have 2 trucks that I need to build.
What about 2 aftermarket tailgates? So you don't have to sacrifice to originally.
Are they making CNC aftermarket
I'll have
ones
to
yet?
check LMC, I think so. I'll see if anybody
If they are,
else
then I'd just send you that.
really spread out.
There's another option, a fleet side tailgate. They're
Yeah,
wider.
Okay. Okay.
And I do have some GMC fleet side
Well,
tailgates.
we're talking about that then.
And they look a little cleaner too.
61, we should check this one out here really quick.
There's Adam's
Shop
truck.
truck.
Yep, there's Adam's shop truck.
Intermountain Innovations shop truck.
Probably don't need the tape measure, but somewhere in 30, 31, 32.
Oh, you mean shorten them up just a little bit?
Yep, they're kind of coming right down through here and straight down. They'll actually be shorter, but then you won't have this funky.
I got you.
part
Yeah.
on the doors.
Then you don't have to try to integrate that curve where there's nothing to hook to. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm good with that.
That puts us at 30. That puts us at about 38 on the leading edge of the back of the cab. Here this should be 66.
Okay, but you're saying we might want to go a little wider, right?
Or you could take one of these and narrow it
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be easier.
Yeah, because there's plenty of room on the sides.
Yeah.
All right, I'll bring a GMC fleet side tailgate down.
Done deal.
My buddy Roger, who built a custom one of these trucks, put a fleet side on a step side bed, and I was just looking at it, and it looked really good.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Do you have another front panel to sacrifice as well? So I could just cut it and
Fleet
sort of
side?
Pull it, yeah,
Yeah.
pull it together
Yeah.
real with and
Yeah, I'll bring you one.
perfect.
It's cold. Hey, look. Who's that over there? Who's that?
Bro. I bet Adam wants to get to work on that
I
one
would
day.
really like to. Really like to.
Mhm.
About just a regular long bed then.
Yeah. Because this is more like a long one, isn't it? Closer to.
That, yeah. It's 10 inches longer than a long bed. Or 9 inches longer, 10 inches wider. All right, buddy, I'll get you some parts, and we'll get you some drawings. We'll do a couple renderings of it, give you a couple different versions, and I'll save some templates in case we need to do a couple more versions.
Yep, sounds good.
Looks good, Adam. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Bye, Adam.